Never sell your Bitcoin. And so, as the final part of my plan today, I am announcing that if I am elected, it will be the policy of my administration, United States of America, to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future. We'll keep 100%. I hope you do well, please. This will serve in effect as the core of the strategic national Bitcoin stockpile. As you know,
you do not sell your Bitcoin.
Who knows, maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand them a little crypto check, right? We'll hand them a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and When the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. And they finally start to cut rates. And we know Japan is going to start raising rates. And those trillions of dollars that are sitting in money market accounts are going to start flowing over to the emerging markets. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we had Bitcoin and crypto make a strong move up. As I'm doing this video, we are getting another pump. And we see yield rates are rising. And we see the stock market pulling back. We do have big tech earnings this week. And like I told you, it's going to be a roller coaster ride. But make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates pumping on up. And that means the bond market is trying to tell us something. And they're telling us the markets are about to take a big pullback. And we also have the dollar up. So we know yield rates are up big, dollar up. We know markets are going to be pulling back. We have volume in crypto right now up. We have Tether and USDC. And we have Circle and Hong Kong telecom provider HKT to collaborate on blockchain-based loyalty solutions. And yes, you heard that correct. Circle in Hong Kong, that's like saying Circle in China. So again, it doesn't matter what country you go to, they're all working on the same plan. And that's the fourth industrial revolution. And then, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $251 billion yesterday. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis during the week. And we have Larry Fink says the Fed won't cut interest rates as much as markets expect this year. And Jerome Powell stated they were going to cut November and December 25 basis points each. That's like 50 basis points. Once we get inflation report on Friday, we'll see whether the Fed is going to make a move in December or whether they're just going to pause. And we know they're meeting after the election for a reason. Remember, these dates are selected. And while everyone is going to be distracted about talking about the election, whatever move the Fed is going to make, no one's going to care. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the BIS debates ending Project Odd by Putin to undermine the dollar. And you know I've done plenty of videos on mBridge on YouTube and in the Patreon. mBridge started back in 2021, and I think the Saudis just joined this year. But you have all the major banks collaborating, and this lets you know, again, you're in a plan for the fourth industrial revolution. It doesn't matter whether they shut this project down or not. They know it works. They've already done all the testing that is needed. So they have the technology. And that's the reason why we hear the drums are beating. They're going to set up a crisis where we're looking one way and they're running the money in the back door. We've seen this movie before. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs right now are up. And we have US spot Bitcoin ETFs saw 479 million in net inflows yesterday, the highest in 2 weeks. And like I tell you, make sure you're paying attention to the inflows and the outflows. I definitely see us having a little pullback. And then we know at the beginning of the month, we know we always get a pump. And the pump depends on where yield rates are going to be. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, getting over into a little crypto news. We have Coinbase to sponsor the Golden State Warriors. And we know that's all about adoption. We saw FTX pushing adoption. Now we see Coinbase taking its place. And then also we have Crypto.com overtakes Coinbase to dominate North American crypto trading in volume. And Crypto.com has been very, very quiet, just moving along adoption. Now we have Visa and FV Bank launch new debit and corporate expense cards integrating both crypto and fiat payments. And again, we're seeing crypto being more seamless, and then on top of it, pushing adoption. Now we have Robinhood launches presidential election event contracts today. Yes, guys, you can't make this stuff up. Babylon 2.0 and Robinhood had to get on the action. The billions and billions of dollars that are being bet on this election. And lastly, we have Tether CEO says that if the United States government wanted to stop Tether, only thing they have to do is push a button. And we know that is a fact. But that also lets us know that central banks are behind Tether. There's no way you get that big and that much profit without the central banks having a hand on you. And the same goes for Bitcoin. We know what Bitcoin was to do, and that was to push this new digital economy. And the same thing goes with Tether. They work hand in hand. When Tether is getting pumped, that means Bitcoin is getting pumped. Those of us who've been in crypto for a while, we already know this. Bitcoin and Tether was a master plan of the central banks, and we know all that power is going to go right back in the hand of the central banks. But don't forget, stable coins are the foundation of this new economy. And then on top of it, when you add a smart contract in there, that means they can be able to tell you what, when, when, and how to buy. And you have 3 to 6 months to spend it, or poof, it's gone. And with Bitcoin and that type of ledger, machines now have money where they can run this whole economy without a human involved. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the fourth industrial revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.